I've been told for years that AERO socks are like 20 watts faster than regular socks, so we're going to put that to the test today in the real world outdoor setting. So I have regular socks, and then I have a cheap pair of AERO socks. Nothing fancy about these. Bought them off Facebook Marketplace from a guy who was selling a whole bunch. He probably bought them wholesale off Amazon. So that is the test today. So I'm going to have Defeat aerator socks, which are supposed to be like a faster normal cycling sock. And then we are going to have AERO sock as well. I'm going to ride that AERO sock up higher than the normal sock because I've heard that can be faster as well. Honestly, I want to see how fast we can get. I'm going to try to keep everything, bike, my outfit, everything the same for the test besides the socks. That is my goal for this. I'm going to do 4 total runs, about 10 minutes, 11 minutes each run at 300 watts, close to that as possible. Let's look at the rig today. Riding the felt today. I am up north, so I'm not at home, and I forgot cycling water bottles. So I have these Super AERO Contigo kids water bottles that I stole from my kids. So we're going to use those today. I do have 2 computers up here. I'm testing a computer for another video coming up. But otherwise, we have the felt, 40 deep wheels. We got TPU tubes in there. I got 65 in the front, 70 PSI in the back. We're going to do, this is the setup. Nothing has changed in. We'll keep that on there. It's the same bike, so I'm keeping everything on there that I normally would for a ride. And then for myself, I got the cask helmet on, Oakley sunglasses, Stolen Goat kit from top to bottom. Got the Shimano S-Fire shoes, the Defeat aerator socks for the test, and yes, unshaved legs. I know, it's a rule against cycling. But that's what we're going to do for the test. I'm going to take some B-roll. So anything that you see B-roll wise, I did not actually do while testing. I don't want to mess up the test at all by pulling out a camera and all that stuff. So all of the B-roll footage is post-test. So please keep that in mind. If you're new to this channel though, my name is Jared Watts. I like to do a bunch of things on bikes, race them, ride them, a whole host of things with bikes, and I like to make content around that, so I really hope you enjoy this style of content. If you want to see more of this, please give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel. I very much appreciate it. Leave me a comment whether you liked it or didn't like it. Thanks for watching. Testing is done. We are back in the studio to figure out which sock was faster. Can an AERO sock even make you faster? We're gonna dive into the results. Real quick, just wanna talk about the testing of it. So it was all done on the same bike. It was done on the same course. Now I did have to split it up between 2 days because some family stuff came up and I just couldn't do all the testing in one day, but it was just fine for the style of testing. So I did non-AERO sock first run, AERO sock second run, and then the following day I did AERO sock first, non-AERO sock second. Same exact segment, but different day, so different weather conditions, so the timing was different between the two, but it doesn't really matter because we're just testing the head-to-head of AERO sock versus non-AERO sock, so you will see that in the testing. And even though they were done between different days, I kept everything the exact same from day to day. Same clothing, I washed it, don't worry. Same bike setup, same water bottle, because I didn't have my normal water bottle. So I had the same water bottle in there. Everything else stayed the same. Again, it doesn't really matter day to day for the testing purposes because I'm just testing head-to-head runs. And then I would do the 10.5 minute segment. I would turn around, which took me about 13, 14 minutes, and then I would start the next run. So I'm trying to do these as close as possible so we can get the same weather conditions, same temperature, same everything as best as I can. Let's dive into the results. So test number 1, non-AERO sock, 10 minutes, 34 seconds. I averaged 301 watts, 25.6 miles per hour. Run number 2 with the AERO sock, 10 minutes, 29 seconds, 5 seconds quicker, 302 watts, 25.8 miles per hour. Speed test number 3, this was the AERO sock first, the next day, 10:51. It was on different days, so different weather conditions. That's why the time is different between those two. So 10 minutes, 51 seconds, 301 watts. 25 miles an hour. Non-AERO sock, 10 minutes, 55 seconds, 4 seconds slower. 301 watt average, 24.8 miles per hour. So over the 2 days, we see that we have a 5-second gap in the first one, 4-second gap in the second one. So pretty much exactly the same. We have about 4 seconds faster for the AERO sock. But look at the speed because it's 0.2 miles per hour faster in both runs, even though it was on different days and different weather conditions. So that is awesome. I figured this would be the case guessed that the AERO sock would be faster because I've always heard AERO socks can be like 20 watts faster, and the data proves that AERO socks are faster. So should you go buy AERO socks? 100%. Like, this is 4 seconds faster over 10 minutes. You take this over an hour-long time trial. What is that? 4 times 6, 24 seconds for this piece of fabric that cost me like $10, $15 to buy a set of these? That is huge savings, and it's so wildly easy and accessible to buy this. So I think AERO socks are hands down a great upgrade, especially if you were doing time trials, if you are doing triathlons where you have these long distances and it's just you versus the wind. We're not talking about any drafting right now, just you versus the wind. Yes, AERO socks are hands down something that you should upgrade for because these are cheap. Again, I'm not testing like a super expensive AERO sock. There are more expensive AERO socks out there, and I think I would like to do a test now where I take this cheap AERO sock. Guys, I'm telling you, you can buy these AERO socks for like $10 on Amazon. I bought a couple pairs of like $10 on Amazon. They're fantastic. They fit me great. They have little grippers on them. I've never had an issue with them. Maybe you have an issue if your leg is different. I don't know. But I'd like to test a very cheap AERO sock versus an expensive AERO sock and see if there is a difference in real world conditions. So now let's go to crit racing, because crit racing is my main style of racing. Do I think an AERO sock can help? Probably. Like, I know I'm drafting a lot and in a pack, but if I'm trying to make a breakaway, it's a little bit more help that I get versus a regular sock. Also, there's no reason not to just put an AERO sock on. Like, maybe you're sacrificing a little bit of fashion, but other than that, you're not sacrificing anything. So put the AERO sock on, instantly save time over a regular sock. So breakaways is one, but also in a sprint setting, man, if you can get a fraction of a second, why not put it on? Like, it's so cheap, it's so easy to use. Like, I don't have to replace anything on my bike. I don't have to spend thousands of dollars. I have to spend 15 bucks and put a pair of socks on that I'm already gonna put on. Like, fashion-wise, yeah, they may be a little bit odd if you show up to a group ride with the AERO socks, but who cares, you're faster. So why do we think the AERO sock is faster? Well, I think there's a couple reasons the AERO sock is faster. One, it has like this ribbed material versus a normal sock that isn't really ribbed at all. So that ribbed material is gonna help trip the wind, which will ultimately help you go faster and be more aerodynamic. Second is how tall I had the sock. So if you can see these socks, the AERO sock is just taller and it went further up on my leg, which we know skin is generally slow. So if you can cover more of that skin with a fast material, it should go faster. So I think the height on my leg that the AERO sock covered made me go faster. Now, the UCI has a sock height limit. Most of your local races won't have a sock height limit. If you're racing triathlons, won't have a sock height limit. So yank it all the way up. Who cares about fashion? Lastly, an AERO sock is gonna fit around my leg better. It's tighter around my leg and it didn't have any bunches in it. Not that a sock really has like that many bunches, but the AERO sock does fit just that bit tighter, and I think that does add to aerodynamics. So yes, go out and buy AERO socks. They are super cheap. It will instantly make you faster. And even though like 4 seconds seems small, 0.2 miles per hour is pretty big. And if you take that over longer and longer distances and periods of time, like that number just gets bigger. Like I said, if you are in an hour-long time trial, I did a 10-minute segment, so times that by 6, it's 24 seconds for like $15. Okay, that is a huge time savings. And in time trials, it can come down to seconds. That's a great place to spend some money. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this, if you didn't like it, if you have suggestions on my testing, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. Do you rock AERO socks when you were out on the road, or do you hate them? I'd love to know that. But thank you again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.